Türkiye Cumhuriyeti arkadaşlarımızın en geç 1 dakika içinde fotoğraf çekilişlerini tamamlamaları rica ediyoruz. Değerli konuklarımızın yerlerini almalarını rica ediyorum. Biraz kapıları kapatacağız. Çok hızlı bir şekilde lütfen.
صباح الخير أهلا وسهلا أنا أريد أتكلم عربي ولكن أنا أتكلم عربي قليل. Well, very good morning to everyone and a warm welcome to our brothers from Saudi Arabia. Clearly, when you look at the big crowd, there is huge interest. Business people don't show up for no reasons because I think they believe in the natural partnership that Turkey and Saudi Arabia is offering. Today I have a presentation. My presentation is going to be a little bit about the partnership, but also about our economic program. And I know later on we have a panel, and then, of course, around the noon we'll meet around 40 business leaders and have more, deeper conversation. Let's put it that way. So I'll quickly, go through my presentation. As I said, two natural partners. I think this is the key. We have a medium-term program. It's working. When we talk about natural partners, Turkey is a well-diversified economy and has an edge in manufacturing and technology. It's a gateway to Europe and Central Asia. When we look at Saudi Arabia, it's a country that is blessed with natural resources, but it's a country with smart leadership that is diversifying, that is now embarked on a journey to achieve sustainable high growth. It's an investment powerhouse. We're talking about $3 trillion of investments between now and 2030. This is huge by global standards. And it's a hub connecting 3 continents. As you can see, similarities, complementarities, and the basis for natural partnership. We argue that if there's a free trade agreement, it would certainly boost trade and investments. That is the path to deepening and broadening our ties. Partnership in tourism sounds natural. Construction is a byproduct. And defense industry is another key area, manufacturing in general. And collaboration, as was highlighted, in third countries. I don't want to go into details, but this is a complicated chart that shows you that pre-customs union, pre-free trade with European Union, Turkish economy wasn't a sophisticated economy. And this chart shows how sophisticated it got, as I said, post-custom union in terms of product space. So I think, again, I would argue that free trade agreements tend to provide that, platform, I would say. Diversification is something that we had to do because we have very limited natural resources. Diversification is a choice for Saudi Arabia, and I know that you would want to boost the share of non-oil exports, non-oil GDP significantly going forward, and that requires, huge diversification. Diversification usually is achieved through SMEs. SMEs tend to be the backbones of the economies. There are some numbers here. I'm not going to go into details, but I know that Vision 2030 includes increasing SME contribution to Saudi Arabia's GDP from 20% to 35%. It's an ambitious goal, but it's certainly doable. Tourism, Turkey, we have our tourism minister who himself is a business leader in this industry, a very successful one. Tourism is a great success story in Turkey because you can see tourism revenues have gone up from less than or around $500 million in 1980 to around $54 billion US dollars, just over $54 billion US dollars last year. The goal is to achieve $100 billion, of course, over the next, in the medium, longer term. Turkey currently ranks number 4th in the world in terms of number of tourist arrivals. So as you can see, we have huge knowledge, experience, resources. Here we can help Saudi Arabia in terms of developing resorts, in terms of bringing tourists, in terms of, human capital that is needed. The beauty of this partnership, it's natural because our seasons don't overlap. And that's really the key. And that's why it's great pleasure to have Saudi Arabia's tourism minister here, our tourism minister here, and I'm sure our companies will take the inspiration from this gathering and seek partnerships going forward.